having a significant improvement, and the gold sector regressed last year. However, it's encouraging that the trends are downward, but we are talking about human beings ultimately. So we have to continuously working together and put efforts to improve on safety. The next slide. The causes of the coal sector, the biggest problem that we are having in the coal sector now, I think it's big because we thought we've dealt with fall of ground accidents, but we see every year we still have challenges of fall of ground accidents. I think it's something that we must address. We see a significant improvement in terms of transport-related accidents. I think also we are doing extremely well, especially after implementing the technology on PDS. I think it has helped us significantly. The next slide. Women in mining, we've done well, I think 2024, without having a fatality involving women. Last year we've experienced 5 fatalities involving women, mainly with transport-related accidents. So I think it's something we are seeing the same this year. I must actually highlight that, and it's something that we have to look at. In terms of injuries, it was coming down. Last year we've also regressed. I think it's important that we put the programs and effective programs and implement them to ensure that there's significant and sustainable improvement. The next slide. For this year, up to Monday, we had 19, and Minister spoke about the 2 fatalities that happened in one of the gold mines in Gauteng, where 2 of our colleagues, unfortunately, died during a shaft inspection incident. They were in a basket, and the basket fell down the shaft itself. So we have not really arrived. Minister also spoke about the Ekapa mine disaster. But what you can clearly see there is that most of the commodities are closer to zero. We are really closer to zero. If you can look at coal, with chrome, copper, including iron, manganese as well, we are really close to zero. So we can really achieve that goal of zero harm. The gold sector is, by Monday, had improved by 69% in terms of fatalities. So clearly we can really definitely achieve that goal of zero harm, as long as we guard against complacency. The next slide. Similarly with injuries, there's been significant improvement as well, including with the coal sector in green there. Across all the sectors, you can clearly see that there's an improvement that we are seeing. And as we move towards closure, can we then move to the next slide? In my conclusion, I must say that I strongly believe that we will achieve that goal of zero harm. Why I believe that is because we continue to work together. We continue to share on health and safety. We continue to have engagements like this that we are having on a consistent basis as well. But not only hold them, but action and implement the actions that assist us in achieving that goal of zero harm. So it's very important that we continue working together as a sector to ensure that we achieve that goal of zero harm. Change management is something that I've also been pushing to say, as the mining landscape change, I mean, the president of SACMA has spoken about it, the ministers has spoke about it, Mr. Teke also touched on it as well, that the landscape is changing. So if we don't manage that change very well, ultimately it affects the business of doing mining and later on health and safety. So we see it across on all these accidents, including the recent disasters that we also have experienced. So we have to manage change effectively, implement the guideline that we came up about. We have to place a greater emphasis on the mitigation on the NCDs, non-communicable diseases and mental health. As I indicated, colleagues, I've indicated the trends, but one thing I really want to also impress and request and really appeal to all of us. We are also seeing that some people, when they're about to go to retire, they do have health challenges. So I think it's important for the mining sector to assist mine workers to have clear retirement plans as well, because we are seeing challenges in the sector. So I think it's very important that we address that. A Kapa mine, we spoke about it. I think it talks for us to be alive to the emerging risks because of the changing landscape in the mining sector. I mean, the minister spoke about the flooding and the mud rush there. We are seeing with the dangerous occurrences reported by the coal mines that there's a significant number of cases of fires and explosions, methane explosions, which did not cause any casualty. So we are requesting the sector to also look at HPIs and non-casualty accidents to prevent the similar disasters. There's a stronger need for emergency preparedness and response capability. I think we've seen with the smaller mines, including a Kapa, and we've seen it with a Lily mine, and Mr. Teko will remember, we used to talk about it as well, that we have to support better the smaller mines. The bigger mines, in terms of capability and resources, it's easy for them to work together with MRS. So we've spoke with Mr. Manasfori to see if we can come up with a guideline to assist the sector in this regard. All the infrastructure, Minister was talking about a shaft incident recently as well. We are seeing more of this, and we believe that it's because of we have aging infrastructure. In the coal mines, there's a lot of smaller mines that are coming up in the Mpumalanga area as well. We see they use old equipment and they don't have spares. And if we are not careful, then that will lead to accidents. Lastly, contractor management. As a Mine Health and Safety Council, something that we've agreed that we're going to look at, because, for instance, the 63% of the coal workers are contractor managers, contract workers as well. So we've seen some challenges broadly that are relating to the management of contractors. So we've agreed as a Mine Health and Safety Council that it's important that we also focus on these emerging risks that we've identified. And as I conclude again, for us, collaboration is very important. Minister highlighted on the issue of tripartism. It is what is tripartism and working together that has gotten to us to the milestones that we have achieved. And we believe that it's tripartism that will be holding the Mine Health and Safety Tripartite Summit this year to take a review on the performance of the sector and what more can we do together that we achieve that goal. Minister has indicated that we should do it sooner, and that's what we'll definitely be doing at the council and see what is the possible date that we can agree on as ministers directed as well. So with that, leadership, colleagues, I would like to really thank you for your attention, and really to say that we can definitely and we will achieve that goal of zero harm as long as we work and we continuously work together. Thank you very much. We highly appreciate it.
Can we give it up for Ntate David one more time? I think anytime you see graphs and stats like that, it does two things. One, it gives us a sobering moment where we actually get to see the numbers, but also it encourages us when we see some of the gains that we have made in some of those areas that used to look, I guess, disheartening. And like everybody and all the speakers have said, that it's not just numbers, these are individuals. So we implore you that when these type of graphs go out, you don't look at it just as numbers, but the human beings behind it. Ladies and gentlemen, it's time for us to get into our keynote address. Our keynote speaker for this morning is recognized for his strategic leadership, as well as his business transformation expertise. He is a man you can't overlook in a room. And we're excited to be hearing from him this morning. If you could kindly help me, do we still remember our 3 divisions? I feel like we've lost. Can we just, Flakes, are we here? Flake, are we still here? Still, hey, the Flakes sound hungry. Don't worry, lunch is coming. Lilizellas, are we still here? The Lilizellas always show up. And the in-betweens, you know yourself, you'll fill in. But we are really spoiled for choice this morning with all our speakers. Our keynote speaker is joining us on stage, and it gives us a great pleasure to welcome him in the Callsafe way, onto the Callsafe stage. Ladies and gentlemen, can we give it up for the Group CEO of Exxaro, Kantlelo Singana, Ntate Ben Magara. The song tells you.
20 years ago, Exxaro's journey began. A journey rooted in South Africa, shaped by Africa, and connected to the world. From the beginning, Exxaro carried a clear belief. Mining can and must contribute to economic progress and social transformation. In 2006, that belief took form as Exxaro was established, with Dr. Khanfo Kanye serving as CEO at the time, guiding the company through its formation. Exxaro Resources listed on the Johannesburg Stock Exchange with a portfolio spanning coal, mineral sands, base metals, and industrial minerals. In 2007, Sipho Nkosi was appointed as CEO, establishing the leadership foundation that guided our early development. In 2008, the Grootegeluk-Medupi expansion project was launched through a coal supply agreement with Eskom, supporting long-term energy security and operational scale. By 2009, exports expanded significantly. That same year, Exxaro reinforced its safety culture through the CEO Safety Summit, adopting the operating principle, safety always, all the way. In 2011, Exxaro marked its 5th anniversary as one of South Africa's leading empowerment companies. At Grootegeluk, the world's largest coal beneficiation complex continued its expansion, strengthening production capacity and long-term supply. In 2012, Exxaro and Tata Power formed Senergy, establishing a renewable energy business. In 2013, Senergy began construction of its first wind project in the Eastern Cape, contributing clean energy capacity to the national grid. In 2014, the Chikondeni mine reached the end of its life after 3 decades of production. In 2015, the company actively engaged in climate change policy dialogue, achieved a carbon disclosure score of 99%, and secured integrated water use licenses for all operations. In 2016, Mxolisi Ngojo was appointed as CEO, guiding Exxaro into a new phase of leadership and strategic focus. In 2018, the Belfast Mine project broke ground. The mine introduced advanced mining technology designed to improve operational performance, reduce costs, and strengthen efficiency. In 2019, Exxaro moved into The Connection, a Green Star-rated head office designed to strengthen collaboration, agility, and connectivity across the business. In 2020, Senergy became a wholly owned subsidiary of Exxaro. 2021 saw us continue to power possibility, delivering strong financial performance and advancing the sustainable growth and impact strategy. In 2022, Dr. Nombasa Tsengwa was appointed CEO, marking a historic leadership milestone for Exxaro and women leadership. In 2023, Senergy signed a power purchase agreement with Exxaro for the 68 megawatts Lephalale solar project, supplying renewable energy to the Grootegeluk mine for the next 25 years. 2025 saw us acquire manganese assets in the Kalahari Manganese Field, one of the world's most significant manganese regions. This investment marked Exxaro's entry into transition minerals and strengthened the company's diversification strategy. That same year, Ben Magara was appointed CEO, leading Exxaro into the next phase of its growth and into a diversified natural resources champion in Africa and beyond. 46 consecutive dividends declared since listing, a clear commitment to returning capital to shareholders. In November 2026, Exxaro marks 20 years since listing. 20 years of growth, 20 years of transformation, 20 years of impact beyond the surface. Behind each milestone stand the people who helped shape this journey. Our employees, our partners, our communities, our shareholders. Together, you continue to help power Exxaro forward. From the minerals beneath the surface to the progress created above it, the journey continues. Exxaro, 20 years of impact beyond the surface.
All right, thank you very much. I think you have already picked up the whole speech, yeah. But thank you very much this morning, Program Director. It's a wonderful day. The beauty I can see around here is amazing. I've heard about, somebody was talking about how beautiful the women are looking. And I have to say how handsome the men are as well. But it's really wonderful to be here. Program Director, thank you so much. And Honorable Minister, the advantage of speaking almost towards the end is that I can simply just say for everybody, all protocol observed. But really I have to mention Director General Jacob Mbele and my old friend, we used to call him Langwan, David Msiza. We were shift bosses together with David, so it's wonderful to see you again and to be back in the coal sector. President of SACMA, he's the only president with us here today, so welcome. Not you, Minister. And all my colleagues in the coal industry gracing us today and being together. This is all around that same one voice as one industry. So I'm really pleased that we are all here together. But Minister, you started talking about your life in the coal sector, and I have to talk a little bit about this as your employer at Matla through Exxaro. So you heard him mention by himself that he was a troublemaker. So we decided to go and check the Masiza's disciplinary forms. And we found them, Minister. So the advantage of speaking last is that you can come back to the microphone, Minister. So he was such a troublesome maker, and they had many, many, many strikes at Matla. And he was young, he had just been fired from Val Reefs. And the coal sector welcomed him. And he was young and he was flexing again, building up as NAM was about starting, I think. And the NAM leaders in the hostel started talking to this troublemaker. And he was not in the union at that point. And they said, hey, when I'm fun, when a troublemaker, better when I join a lointolo. Because Munyes Katina ngeta when. Says Munyes Katilo Nam has Caesar when. And it does look like Nam really helped you. So thank you very much. So, of course, I have to say thank you to our organized labor, which is present with us here today, because as employers and organized labor and government, the tripartite does work. And if you look at the improvements in performance, in safety, in how we work together, it's all because we realize the importance of working together. to the SACMA Council already welcomed, and of course my own fellow employees from the coalface, yes, at Exxaro, but equally from the coal industry as a whole. Thank you very much. Good morning. Thank you, Minister. Your continued leadership continues to vibrate in our sector. You have given us a clear message. And I must say, delivering a key address in your presence is an absolute delight, because it speaks of your own DNA to us, the DNA of safety and the DNA that believes in coal. So your presence at CoalSafe is a big milestone for our industry, because it reflects the importance of our sector. And Mike spoke about this, but we're strengthening our government relationships, the industry, and labor, and we're creating a clear commitment to how we work together. I have to come back and talk a bit about how it is quite a full circle moment for me. It does feel like homecoming, coming back to the coal sector. Having spent quite a bit globally and also in platinum, it really feels homecoming for me. 23 years ago, I was the chairman of CoalSafe, of this platform. So I see our chairperson now is Manja. Manja, it is possible. Then we were centered on many various discussions around how we could improve safety. We were thinking, and today those things have become non-negotiables. I spoke about David Msiza when he was Mafokis then, as the regional manager in Mpumalanga, and how he stretched around panel layouts, dust suppression, cutting distances, and how we were really fighting around, we need production to come along, but to achieve this 12-meter cutting rule, David, doesn't quite work. But today, you in the sector have made it work so well. The dust levels, we saw how much they have come down. We were creating then an interest and an excitement of our coal industry. I remember having mascots. I think Sasol Sandile had a mascot called Super C. We had a mascot called Smarty at New Denmark Colliery. I remember another one having Mongoose at Krill, I think. There were so many, because we're trying to create an atmosphere for all our people to feel and understand what safety is all about. And today, to see, when we talk numbers, yes, we have had the 2. When we look at how we have achieved from where we have come from, we really should continue to celebrate, but again, 2 is still too many. And fast forward today, the conversations you had Mike talking about artificial intelligence. We fast forward today, there's sustainability conversations. We fast forward today, there's energy transition conversations. One thing, however, has not changed. One thing is even clearer to us today more than ever before. If safety is not right, nothing else matters. If safety is not right, nothing else is right. So my journey in this industry, I remember at the time when I was at Lonmin, we had many defining moments, and I would like to share so that there is some lessons for yourselves as well, and as we discuss this morning. Because it's about trying to adopt and learn, because we all want, as an industry, we don't compete in safety, but we actually work together. And there are times when we had to make very tough decisions at Lonmin. We had to choose between long-term and short-term choices. But one lesson was clear to me, that leadership is tested in times when things are hard. Not when things are convenient, but when things are tough. At one point at Lonmin, we had 2 months of salary money in the Lonmin bank account with 45,000 employees and 11 mining shafts. I sat down with my 45,000 colleagues, with RDOs, rock drill operators, you name it. And we emphasized one thing, that that salary, those jobs are in our hands as 45,000 employees. And if we work and think production is priority, and we injure someone and we have a fatality, we will have a Section 54. And when you have a Section 54, you close. And when you shut and wait until you fix it, the salary in the bank suddenly becomes 1 month only. So we were very clear that safety has to come first. If we cannot work safely, we shouldn't do it at all. From there, we became, Minister, the first platinum mining company to work for 18 months without a fatality. We worked safely, we worked to quality, we improved our cash balances to 14 months because we worked safely. So to me, safety makes business sense, and safety is a human right. This industry has taught me even more profound issues when it comes to safety. We can never celebrate. We can never say we've arrived, because we continue to work in hazardous conditions that we have to manage. As I speak this morning, Exxaro is at 44 months without a fatality. Last year, we improved our lost time injury frequency rate by 33%. It's the lowest lost time injury frequency rate we ever had in the history of Exxaro. But let us be clear. Good performance is no reason to relax. I always talk about how much I love Africa, how much I dig Africa, how much I dig coal. We must remain vigilant. You heard this morning about the Colebrook disaster. You heard about the Mandelbrot disaster in May. The picture you see here is also a disaster that happened on Monday, on the 5th of May, this week. 9 coal miners perished in a coal mine in Colombia. If you look back, you'll find at least 4 or 5 coal mine disasters around this time of the year. And I'm giving you my own lesson because the Middlebelt was in May, Colebrook was in January, the Wankie disaster was in June, the disaster you see here is in May. The reason is the atmospheric pressure changes when seasons change. And those atmospheric pressures push the gases out of the mineral rock into our working areas, as we know. And you mix methane, oxygen, and some explosive stuff and heat, you get these explosions. So this picture reminds us again today, in the week of Coal Safe, that we have to remain vigilant. I also want to emphasize that zero harm is not just about workplace injuries. We heard it from David Msiza. It's about our well-being incomplete. We talk a lot about non-communicable diseases, pneumoconiosis, blood pressure, cholesterol, obesity, mental health diseases. Mental health is a real disease. Let's help our people understand that. And that there's actually cure. There is medicines, there is therapy. Let's help our people to drive the well-being we want to achieve zero harm. So if there are any 2 words that define our strong, energetic, exciting coal industry, for me, it is resilience and it is hope. This industry is resilient. This industry has got hope and provides hope to society. Through commodity cycles, regulatory changes, environmental pressures, global uncertainty, coal remains. Coal delivers, and coal sustains economies. When all other energy sources falter, everyone tends to call for hope, for energy. For certainty, they look for coal. They look for us. So I think if we can continue to work as a collective, as one industry with one voice, we will stay on track, because coal is the bedrock of society. This reality demands that we are decisive, not passive in engagements about the importance of coal in our society and in the world. For both as government and as industry, we will continue to do that. And I'm particularly delighted that the world has become even more sober and more pragmatic about coal. And at Exxaro, you saw that we have entered into manganese, and we are now the 4th largest producer of manganese in the world, Minister. But at Exxaro, we remain very clear of the importance of coal. We believe in coal. We are committed to coal. We are investing in life extension projects in all our mines. We are opening a new mine at Matla next week. While we are also expanding into critical minerals, because we believe it's not a contradiction, it's a responsibility. It's a balanced approach to supporting today's energy needs while preparing for the future. The future of coal also extends, as the minister said, to coal ash, discard dumps, presenting priorities for extraction of rare earth minerals, turning historical waste into future value while improving environmental outcomes. We appreciate the work that Coaltech is doing. Exxaro signed an MOU, Minister, with the Council for Geoscience, Baba Mabuza, to work together on these projects. We must also recognize the important role that the Coaltech Research Association is advancing in these clean coal technologies and support them in carbon capture solutions. Equally so, companies and entities like the Collieries Training Center is extremely important, our CTC, in ensuring that we have competent operators, competent artisans, and our miners are equipped with the skills critical in this digital world and AI to mine in an environmentally safe mining environment. Because the future is not about AI replacing people, it is about AI and people working together. But indeed, no discussion about coal would be complete without acknowledging the importance of logistics and Transnet. The efficiency and reliability of our logistics infrastructure directly influences the competitiveness of our industry. We are seeing improvements with Transnet, but we can acknowledge that there is no cigar yet. Colleagues, our responsibility extends beyond the mine gate. We operate in communities with high unemployment, inequality, and growing social pressures. These challenges are increasingly reflected in community unrests, operational disruptions, and a rise in illegal activities. I am particularly concerned about unethical elements in our industry. I come back to the coal sector that I dig so much to find challenges of unethical behavior. We hear the government and all that discussions on Maganga Commission. We also have our own ethical behaviors to attend to. And the industry would be damaged because of that. And as the private sector, we have a huge role to nip this corruption and unethical behaviors within our own operations before we really lose it. Because good must prevail. Sometimes we are losing even good skills because they are trying to get rich too quickly. Mr. President of SACMA, this is a serious concern that not only us as business, that we really also would be requesting SACMA as our leader in our development, that you continue to work on driving issues of integrity. And we want to thank you for that. Because I believe ethical leadership is our new Achilles heel. And SACMA, here is our challenge so that we can act on these behaviors, so that we can drive a proud industry. So before I close, let me recognize real excellence. I would like to congratulate those operations that we're going to see here today who have worked entire years without fatalities. Some of them even without injuries. And those who have worked years without a scratch at all. Furthermore, to those who contribute positively to health, to hygiene, we heard about the HIV positivity levels coming down, to environmental and social impact and stewardship. This is not luck. It is discipline. It is leadership and a deeply embedded culture of care and respect for both human dignity and our environment, and I want to congratulate you. To the recipients of these prestigious, thank you. To the recipients of these prestigious awards, your achievements absolutely demonstrate that zero harm is not pie in the sky. It is achievable. These results reflect the collective effort of your teams in your organizations from the front line to the boardroom. So colleagues, coal has carried this country and the world's global energy requirements for generations. But the responsibility now rests with us, not just to sustain it, but to lead it into the future. I heard the minister saying he's 70. Yeah, we appreciate that your future is now behind you, Minister. But we can say 70 is not the end of the world. But we hear you can see it from there. So what we want is to lead into the future and create a future that is safer, a future that is more responsible, a future that is an example to good ethics, and a future that is more inclusive, a future where everyone feels I can belong. Let me acknowledge the important work done by the South African Colliery Managers Association yet again, because I am a product of SACMA. As I said earlier on, this organization continues to play a critical role in advancing safety, developing leadership, and strengthening collaboration that is so critical to our industry. The industry is stronger because of SACMA, because of SACIA. Please continue to lead us with integrity. We stand at a defining moment. The choices we make today will determine not only the future of coal, but the future of our country. So let us not be uncertain. Let us not be fragmented. Let us not be reactive. Let us lead with one voice, one industry, towards one sustainable future. Because at the end of the day, it is not whether coal has a future, it is whether we have the courage to lead a future that is ethical and responsible, where we play our part. As Exxaro today, to conclude, Minister, I want to just highlight to you the renewable energy business that we have built. In the last year, apart from the acquisition of the manganese asset, we doubled our wind and solar energy generation from 200 megawatts to 500 megawatts. By December next year, we will have 980 megawatts from wind and solar. We are now supplying 40 megawatts into our own coal mine in Lephalale at GG, reducing scope 2 emissions by 17% and reducing our own electricity costs by 100 million rands a year. So working both renewables and coal makes money. At Exxaro, our answer is very clear. We take our leadership seriously, and we will. Thank you very much for listening to me today. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. Can we give him another round of applause one more time? We can do better than that. We've had such an incredible, pleasant morning. Thank you so much for your patience. Thank you for your attentiveness in the time that we have spent. We're almost going to break for our tea break. Just a couple of announcements that I need to hand over to you. Sylvia, quickly give me another one. Uamyapi, where's Uamyapi? Huh? Has he left? Can somebody please take his gift for him? We didn't give it to him, so we'll honor him in that way. We're still sitting on 3.1 million. That sounds good. I thought you were going to Lizella there. For that, it sounds incredible. Please make sure that if you have made a pledge that we can find you. But if you are still interested at our SACMA stand, there's Speed Points. Give it up for Speed Points. You know why? Because it means we get the money today. Please head over there and make sure that you are bringing in your contribution. I know we are well over our 1 million mark, but I do believe that we can do more. And we thank you for your contribution. Social media, I haven't seen you guys tag me and like say, Minister is the only person who said I look beautiful today. So please go to social media, take a picture of me, okay, after tea. Take a picture of me, hashtag, all right? So I see it. It's hashtag One Voice, hashtag Coal Save 2026, hashtag One Industry, hashtag One Sustainable Future, and of course a hashtag SACMA. So you've got many to explore from. We're gonna go for a tea break. Please, this is a great time for you to see some of our stalls and our partners that are around here, and obviously for you to connect and network a bit. I'm gonna say 20 minutes. When you hear my voice again, it means come a little bit closer, grab your seats, and we will continue with the program. See you later, enjoy tea. Ladies and gentlemen, can I please request that all the council members, if they can kindly join us on stage. All the council members, please make your way on stage. Can we kindly have the lights, house lights? Thank you so much. Can we also ask all our speakers and our dignitaries who are here with us today to also join us on stage? Kindly join us on stage. Council members, if you can kindly make your way. May I also kindly ask for all the CEOs, all the esteemed CEOs within the coal mining industry, if you can also join us on stage. We would love to get a picture with you. All our CEOs, please make your way.